Hey there guys, it's Ryath here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to another Age of Sigmar battle report. So we've finally finished our starter series of scenarios from the box, so now we can get into some of the bigger games, I guess, and more model variety and so on. So today we're going to be playing High Elves or Elves versus Chaos with a twist. So let's show you the armies. So here we've got the Chaos army and it's led by Archaon the Everchosen, the man who started then times and finished them. And he's accompanied by Korgus Kull and Threx Skullbrand, the Blood Secretor. And then behind that we have the Korgorath and the Bloodstoker. And we've got a unit of 5 Blood Warriors with a champion. And we've also got a unit of 20 Blood Reavers with full command, an Icon Bearer, Hornblower and champion. And here we've got the Elf side, and they're led by Prince Tyrion. And we have an Archmage on foot. And we've got a unit of Swordmasters, 6 of them, including full command. And behind that we have 8 Silver Helms, including a full command. And we've also got a Lion Chariot. So it's quite a small Elf army there. But they will, or they can be reinforced. So let's show you the reinforcements. So here's the reinforcements, which is Vandus Hammerhand on Draconis. And he is accompanied by 3 prosecutors, including a prosecutor prime. So they may come on during the game. And here we've got the battlefield set up. So it's a 6 foot by 4 foot table, and we've decided that we're going to be playing in the Realm of Life and using the new Realm of Life rules that came in the book, the new book that just came out. So the fluff here is that Nurgle have infested the Realm of Life, so all of the terrain features, they have hidden festering corruption. And what that means is that any unit that is within 1 inch of a terrain feature, at the end of their hero phase, you roll a dice for that unit, and on a 5+ they suffer 1 mortal wound, unless you're Nurgle, and then you actually heal a wound. So the objective of this scenario is total destruction, so we're going to keep playing until one side's been completely wiped out. And the Hammers of Sigmar, they're going to come in as reinforcements for the Elves, and we'll do that at the start of the movement phase. We basically roll dice, and on a 3+, the units come in from turn 2 onwards. So let's roll for the scenery, see what it is. One more thing I forgot to mention about the Realm of Life is spontaneous growth. So we roll a dice at the start of each of our hero phases, and on the roll of a 6 you can place a Sylvaneth Wildwood on the table, which is basically 2 of the Citadel Woods or 2 forests. And that has its own war scroll, so just something extra. Okay, so let's roll for the ruin here, and it is a 3, which is inspiring, +1 bravery. The cottage here is a 6, which is sinister. The statue here is a 3, which is inspiring. This hill at the back is a 6, which is sinister. The hill in the middle back there is a 4, which is deadly. Then this little ruin over here is 6, sinister, and the hill in the corner, a 1, which is damned, and the forest at the back is a 5, which is mystical. Okay, so roll in to see who deploys first. 5. And a 1, so I will start. Okay, so we have deployed our troops one at a time, starting with the Elves, and the Elves finished deployment first. So we've got the Silver Helms here, and then we have the Archmage and the Swordmasters and Tyrion over there, and then the Chariot just on the flank. And then we've got put in reserve Vandus and the Prosecutors. We've deployed them in the Celestial Realm, so they'll lightning strike in at some point, hopefully. Okay, so we've got the Chaos set up as well. We've got Archaon the Warlord here, and behind him we've got the Blood Secretor and the Blood Reavers, and then we have the Bloodstoker and Blood Warriors over there. And on the far side we've got the Korgorath and Korgus Kull. Okay, so because I deployed first, or finished deploying first, I'm going to take the first turn with the Aelfs. So I'm going to roll dice now to see whether I can deploy a Sylvaneth Wildwood for spontaneous growth. And no, that's a 3, so nothing. Okay, so my general Tyrion here is going to cast Defender of Ulthuan, which gives everybody within 24 inches his own bravery. And I'm also going to cast Shield of Sapphire with my mage, and that basically gives a bubble where everybody gets a 6+ save. So that is a cast value of 6, so on 2 dice here, let's see what we get. 7, so that goes off. And next, my Swordmaster here are going to run forward, so that's 6 plus d6. That's 8 inches. So move them up to here. And Tyrion will move up, well, he can move 12, but I'll just move him up to here. And now my mage is going to run forward, so that's 6 plus d6. 12 inches, but I'll just keep him here, just behind the Swordmasters. And the Silver Helms, they can move 12. I'm just going to bring them up to around about here. And yeah, it's just the Lion Chariot now. Okay, and now the Chariot is going to run, so a d6 plus 9, so it can go 13 inches. So we'll just put the Chariot up here. And that's a movement over, and there's no shooting or hand-to-hand combat, so that's the end of battle round 1 for the High Elves. So start off Chaos turn 1, and we're going to roll now to see whether there's Sylvaneth Wildwood, so a 6. So no Sylvaneth Wildwood appears. And now Archaon, we're going to roll for the Eye of Tyrion. So in your hero phase, roll dice and note the result, and until the next hero phase, whenever an enemy scores a hit on Archaon, and the result of that hit is the number that we roll, then the Eye of Tyrion has forewarned him of the attack, so your opponent must re-roll the dice. So let's see what it is. A 1. Okay, and Archaon here is going to cast Inspiring Presence on the Blood Reavers. And now Archaon is going to cast Shield of Thorns on the Blood Warriors. So that's a special spell that you can use, any wizard can use in the Realm of Life, and it basically, it's got an 18-inch range, and until the next hero phase, any enemy unit that's within 3 inches of the unit that it's been cast on suffers d3 mortal wounds at the end of the combat phase. So
I need 6.
Yeah, the cast value is 6, so 2 dice.
2 and
7, so that goes off. So Shield of Thorns on the Blood Warriors. And next, the Blood Secretor is going to use his Portal of Skulls. So he can't move, but anybody within 18 inches, they basically get an extra attack, and also make them immune to Battle Shock, and any wizards within 18 inches of the model has to reroll successful casts, including the Chaos. Okay, next we've got the Bloodstoker. So the Bloodstoker is actually going to whip Archaon here.
Indeed.
So that seems so wrong fluff-wise, but I'm sure Archaon is going to get some payback. So now Archaon can roll 3 dice rather than...
no, he adds 3 to his runs and charges.
Oh, okay, adds 3 to runs and charges.
Yeah.
Okay, so rolling for the Befuddle test for the Korgorath. So
6, he's okay.
6, so he's fine. And next we're going to roll for Hidden Festering Corruption. So because he's within 1 inch of that forest, we need to roll a dice. On a 5+, he suffers 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
And he does. So the Korgorath
he's down
is
to 7 wounds.
Down to 7 wounds. So movement here, and Archaon's going to move up 10 inches. And now the Blood Warriors here are going to run forward, so 1 plus normal move of 4, so that's 5 inches. Okay, so now the Bloodstoker here is going to run. So see how far it goes. It's 6 plus his
12.
movement of 6, 12 inches.
Yeah, his normal movement is 6.
Okay. Going up there behind Archeon.
Getting ready to whip him again.
And now the Blood Reavers here, they're going to run forward. So that's 6-inch normal move plus 4, so that's 10 inches. Yeah, I think before we said the Blood Warriors have got a move of 4, but it's actually 5 inches they move, but it's no big deal. Okay, now Korgus Kull, he's going to run forward, so that is 2 inches plus a normal move of 5, so 7 inches he can move. And now the Korgorath, he's going to run also, so that's a 6-inch move plus 4, so 10 inches. You want to kind of stay away from terrain if you can, otherwise Nurgle's rot, you know when you roll at the start of the turn, if you're within an inch. Okay, so now there's no shooting and we're into the charge phase, and Archeon's going to attempt to charge the Silver Helms here. So he's 10 inches away, but he's been whipped by the Bloodstoker, so
extra 3 inches.
we need a 7 plus on 2d6.
Which he makes.
Which he makes.
It's an 8, so he is in combat with the Silver Helms.
Okay, so we're into the combat phase, and Archeon here, he's going to attack first with his Slayer of Kings. So he's got 4 attacks here, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s.
So hitting on 2s. Okay, they all hit.
4 hits, and now we're wounding on 3s.
Okay,
That is
3 wounds.
3 wounds, and there's a -1 rend.
Yep.
And Silver Helm's normal save is 4 plus, so 5 plus. How many hits was it?
3 wounds.
3 wounds, okay, 5 plus save. And one of them go through, so
3 damage.
that does 3 damage, so
one is dead.
yep, kill 1 and put 1 onto 1 wound. And next, the Dorghar's Blazing Hooves, so the horse here, 4 attacks hitting on 3s.
Okay, so 3s to hit.
And that's 1 hit, and wounding on 3s.
3s.
It's 1 wound, and there's no rend there, so 4 plus save. Which I don't make, so that's another Silver Helm dead. So next, the Silver Helms are going to pile in, so let's... So they can move 3 inches. And we forgot here that the Shield of Sapphire was cast, so them 4 wounds that were took by Silver Helms, we can basically on a roll of a 6, they're negated by a magical shield. So that's 1 wound negated.
So 1 guy's back to 1 wound?
Yeah, so I'll just put this one other Silver Helm just here with 1 wound. Okay, so attacking back here, we've got 4, 5, 6 Silver Helms that are in range here. So for the Silver Helm's lances here, we've got 6 attacks hitting on 4s. That is 3 hits. Wounding on 4s, which is 3 wounds, and there's no rend there.
Okay, so 3 plus save. 3 plus save. Okay, and
all saved.
And I got a 6, which means one of your unit takes 1 mortal wound.
Yeah, Archeon has a special ability.
Yeah, the armor of Mordecai.
Yeah, so if you roll a 6, if he rolls a 6 to save, it actually does 1 mortal wound back to the unit. So I'll just remove this Silver Helm. So now for the horses, we've got 2 attacks for each of the horses. So that is 12 attacks. So hitting here with the horses on 4s. That is 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Wounding on 5s. So that is 4 wounds and no rend.
4 3+ saves for me. Okay, so that's 1/6, so one guy is down to
Okay,
one wound, and Archeon takes 1 wound.
Yeah. Okay, so into the battle shock phase, and we took 2 casualties, so we rolled d6. That's 4 plus 2, 6, and their bravery 9 because of Tyrion and Defender Falthuin, and they get +1 for inspiring runes, so nobody flees.
But I can minus.
Archeon has a special ability that he can modify.
Add or subtract up to 2 from any battle shock test.
Okay.
Within 10 inches.
Okay, so even subtracting 2 from, I've got 9, 10 for the ruin, and then I've got 6 rolled plus -2, so 8, so nothing happens. So that's the end of battle round 1, so into battle round 2. Okay, so we're into battle round 2, so let's see who starts. That's a 5 for the High Elves, and a 2 for the Chaos, so High Elves to go next. Okay, so let's roll to see if we can spawn a Sylvaneth Wildwood. So we need a 6 here for the High Elves, and we don't make it. Okay, next we're going to roll for Hidden Festering Corruption. So any units within 1 inch of a terrain feature need to roll for this. So we'll do the Silver Helms first. So on a 5+, they take a mortal wound. Ooh, so that's actually this one Silver Helm who is on 1 wound. He is dead to Festering Corruption. And then we have the Chariot here as well, that has to take a test, so 5+, which it takes, so that loses a wound also. And that's all of the Festering Corruption. And because this ruin, or this cottage here is sinister, anybody within 3 inches at the start of the hero phase cause fear. So Tyrion here causes fear, and the Chariot causes fear until the end of until the start of next hero phase. Okay, so start battle round 2 for the Elves, and I'm going to cast Defender Falthuin with Tyrion again. So 24 inches, they get his bravery. And I'm also going to cast Shield of Thorns on the Silver Helms here. So I need a 6+ to make that, which I make on 7. So they now have Shield of Thorns. So start the movement phase, and I'm going to move the mage here 6 inches, just move them up to here. And then I'm also going to move my sword masters 6 inches. So I'm just going to bring them over to here. And I'm going to get Tyrion. He's just going to move up to within 3 inches of Archeon. He's going to move, getting ready to charge here. And my Lion's Chariot here is going to move 9 inches towards the Blood Warriors. So that's getting ready for a charge also. And there's no shooting, so we're straight into the charge phase, and Tyrion's going to charge Archeon here. So we need a 3+, which we make. We get a 4, so in he goes there. And our Chariot here needs a 6 to get within range of the Blood Warriors, so that is 7, so they make it. Okay, so we're going to start the combat phase with Tyrion against Archeon here. So Tyrion has 6 attacks, and he's hitting on 3+. So we have got 2 hits, and we are wounding here on a 3+, which is 2 wounds, and there's -2 rend, so that's a 5+ save for Archeon. So that's 1's gone through, and that's a D3 wounds, so that is 3 wounds. So Archeon's down to 4 wounds. And now Malhandir and his mighty hooves, so that's his horse. We have got 2 attacks hitting on 4s, so 1 hit, and wounding on 3s. That's a wound and no rend, so
okay, that's a 3+ save,
which he doesn't make. So
down to 3 wounds.
Yeah. Okay, so Archeon's attacking back here. So we've got 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Yeah, this is with his sword, Slayer of Kings.
Yeah. So that's 4 hits, wounding on 3s.
Yep.
And if he gets 2 6s here, then he slays a hero or monster. So that's 2 wounds, and there's a rend of -1, but because of Tyrion ignores rends of -1, so that's 2 saves on a 3+, which he makes. And now Archaon's horse, so we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, and wounding on 3s. Yep, and there's no rend.
Nope.
So a 3+ save. And they both make it. So Tyrion's been quite lucky here with his saves. And next we're going to do the Lion Chariot against the Blood Warriors. So we're going to start with the Creation Great Axes. So we've got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. It's 2 wounds with a rend of -1.
It's going to be 5+.
Okay, so 5+ saves. That is 1 dead and 1 saved.
Down to 1 wound.
Oh yeah, yeah.
2 wounds each, and since he did make a successful save, I roll now, and on a 6,
It's a
your
mortal
chariot
wound
takes
back.
over.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
no, it doesn't. Okay, so now the War Lion's Fangs and Claws, because I made the charge there, I get an extra 4 attacks, so that's 8 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, that's pretty bad. Well, actually, that's okay. 4 hits, wounding on 3s, 1 wound, and no rend. So,
okay, so that's 1 4+ save.
4+ save.
Which you make. So on a roll for 6, your chariot takes a mortal wound.
Okay, so nothing there. Okay, now the Blood Warriors are going to be piling in. Maximize attacks on the chariot. Didn't have much impact, that charge. I thought I would do a lot more damage to the Blood Warriors. Didn't even kill one of them. And now the Blood Warriors are going to attack back, so they get an extra attack for the Blood Secretor being within 18 inches. So
that's 16 attacks.
Yep, 3 attacks for normal warriors and 4 for the champions. 16 attacks here, hitting on 3s. And now we're wounding on 4s.
Yep.
So that's 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
And there's no rend,
No
so
rend.
a 4+ save for the chariot. And so that's 1 wound on the chariot. So it's down to 4 wounds. And now the Silver Helms are going to attack Archaon. So we've got 6 attacks here with their lances, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, and we are wounding on 4s. And no wounds. Okay, so now the Elven Steeds, 2 attacks each, so that is 10 attacks, hitting on 4s. And wounding on 5s. And that's 1 wound with no rend, so
3+.
3+ save, which he doesn't make.
So he's down to 2 wounds.
Okay. Okay, now it's the end of the combat phase, so we did cast Shield of Thorns on the Silver Helms here, so any unit within, I think it's 3 inches, they suffer a D3 mortal wounds. So D3 mortal wounds for Archaon, 2 wounds, and he's got a special ability, he can actually save mortal wounds on a 5+, so 2 5+ saves. And
Okay,
he
so
saves 1.
So he's down to 1 wound.
Down to 1 wound. You escape death there. Okay, so that's combat over and the battle shock phase. Because we lost 1 Silver Helm to that festering corruption, we're going to roll now to see whether anybody flees. So we get 3 plus the 1 casualty is 4, and we're using Tyrion's bravery plus 1 for the inspiring runes. And if Archaon minuses 2, it's still nobody flees, so they're all fine. So that is actually the end of Battle Round 2 for the High Elves, and into Battle Round 2 for the Chaos. So start off Chaos turn 2, and we're going to roll to see whether he can spawn spontaneous growth Sylvaneth Wildwood. So need a 6 here for it to go off.
3. So.
Which he doesn't make. Okay, so we're going to check for Festering Corruption on the Blood Reavers now, because they're within an inch.
5.
And that's a 5, so...
That's 1 dead.
Yeah, 1 mortal wound. And now we're going to check Festering Corruption for the Blood Warriors, so 5 plus.
5.
And they suffer a mortal wound, so...
1 dead.
Yeah. And now Archaon is going to use his command ability, which is Warlord without equal. So when he uses this, any other Chaos units that have command abilities can use them also. So that means Korgus Kull can cast something. And now I guess, are you going to cast Shield of Thorns on the Reavers?
Yep. That's going to be 6 plus I need. Would you like?
And you make it on a 6. So the Blood Reavers here, they've got Shield of Thorns. And we'll roll for Festering Corruption for Archaon, because he's got the Nurgle, Tzeentch, Khorne and Slaanesh keywords. Any Nurgle that's within 1 inch of terrain, they can, well, if you get 5 plus, you heal a wound, right?
Instead of suffering a wound.
Yeah, instead of suffering. Okay, cool.
So 5 plus 6.
So he's up to 2 wounds.
He's up to 2 wounds.
And next, the Bloodstoker is going to whip the Blood Reavers. So they can add 3 to their
run and charge.
Yeah. And the Blood Secretor here, he's going to use his Portal of Skulls again. So an 18-inch extra attack bubble and immunity to battle shock. And now Korgus Kull, he's going to use his command ability, which is Gore Lord, and he's going to cast it on the Korgorath here, the Blood Warriors and the Blood Reavers. So they all get 3 dice when they're charging, and they can pick the 2 highest rather than 2. Okay, so start off the movement, and Archaon is going to retreat from the Tyrion and the Silverhelms.
Okay, let's see how far.
So
wow, 16 inches. Okay, so I can move maximum.
So he is turning tail and fleeing. Okay, and the Blood Reavers are going to move forward here 6 inches. I think they're getting ready for a charge on the Silverhelms. And now the Korgorath is going to run, so d6 plus 9 inches, so move up to 3.
Yeah.
And Korgus Kull here is just going to move up 5 inches. Okay, so now we've got Korgus Kull here is going to charge the Lion Chariot, so he needs 8 inches to make the charge.
Yep. 6, so he doesn't make it.
6, so he just stays where he is. Okay, and now the Blood Reavers here are going to try and charge the Silverhelms, so...
Yeah, they need a 3.
Yeah, well, how many inches is it?
It's 7.
7 inches, and then they get +3 for the Bloodstoker and +1 for the Musician, so...
The horn.
Yeah, so, okay. Need 3.
Which they make it just?
Just make it. So, in they go. Okay, now we're going to start the combat with the Reavers piling in on the Silverhelms. And he's just staying out of range of the Swordmasters there to get pulled into the combat. Okay, now the Blood Reavers are attacking the Silverhelms, so they get an extra attack because of the Blood Secretor is within 18 inches. So that is 11 attacks.
Yep.
And hitting on 4s.
Yeah. Reroll 1s.
Yeah, reroll the 1s for Reaver Blades. So that is, what's that, 8 attacks?
Yep.
And to wound, 4s.
1 plus, and I can reroll 1s to wound because of the whip.
Yeah, because of Bloodstoker, okay. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. And I'm saving, there's no rend on them, so no. I'm saving on 4 plus. So that is 3 wounds. So that's actually 1 Silverhelm dead and 1 on 1 wound. Okay, and Tyrion's gonna pile in here. And we'll start with Tyrion. Okay, so Tyrion has 6 attacks. So hitting on 3s. Wow, that's pretty bad. We're wounding on 4s. 1 wound. A save. Oh, you don't have a save on the reverse. So and a D3 wounds. 2 wounds, so
2 dead.
2 blood reavers dead. And now the Malhandir, the horse, he's got 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s. And that's 2 more wounds. Okay, so now we've got the Blood Warriors attacking the Lion Chariot here. So
13 attacks.
13 attacks with the buff from the Blood Secretor. So
3 plus to hit.
3 plus. Okay, and to wound a 4 plus. So that is 4 wounds. And is there any? There's no rend, is there?
No rend.
Okay, so I'm saving on a 4 plus. That is 1 wound on the chariot, so it's down to 4 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 wounds, sorry. Okay, now the Silverhelms are going to attack and attack the Reavers here. So we've got 4 of them left. So that is 5 attacks with the champion. We're hitting on 4s. That is 3 hits. We're wounding on 4s. 3 wounds and
no saves.
no saves. That's another 3 dead. And then our horses, they've got 2 attacks each, so that is 8 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's 3 hits, and wounding on 5s. So that is 2 more wounds. Okay, now the chariot's going to attack back, so we have 4 attacks from the Creation Great Axes, hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s, which is 2 wounds and a -1 rend.
That's going to be 5 plus.
So that's 2 wounds.
Okay, so 1's dead, but he can use his ability.
Well, he's already attacked though. Oh yeah, that's right. He gets an extra attack, doesn't he?
So that's going to be 3 attacks. 3 plus to hit. They all hit. 4 plus to wound.
2 wounds, and is there any rend? No?
No rend.
So 2 4 plus saves. 1 save, so 1 more wound.
So he's down to 2 wounds.
Okay, and now the War Lion's Fangs and Claws, they hit on a 4 plus. 2 hits. They wound on a 3 plus. No wounds there. Okay, and that's combat over, so just into the battle truck phase, and we'll take a test for the Silverhelms. They lost 1, and that's fine, so 6, 7, and he's using Tyrion's bravery. So that's the end of the turn, end of battle round 2. Okay, so we're into battle round 3, so let's see who gets to start. So Chaos get, Chaos get a 5 and High Elves get a 2, so Chaos to choose. And are you going first?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so let's see if we get a Sylvaneth Wildwood for the Chaos. Needs a 6, and no, you don't get it. No. Okay, so let's test for Festering Corruption for the Blood Warriors. So 5 plus, they take a mortal wound.
6.
Which they do.
1 mortal wound.
And now we'll test for Korgus Cull.
6.
And that's a 6, so he takes 1 wound. Okay, he's down to 5 wounds. Okay, so hero phase for the Chaos, and Archaon's going to start by using his command ability, so that means that every other hero that has command abilities can use them as well. And then Archaon's going to cast Shield of Thorns on the Blood Reavers, So
The 6+,
6+ for that to go off,
which it does.
which it does. So Shield of Thorns is up on them. And then the Bloodstoker is going to whip Archaon. And the Blood Secretor is going to use his Portal of Skulls again. And now Korghos Kull is going to use Gore Lord on the Korgorath and on Archaon. Okay, started the movement phase, and the Korgorath is going to move forward 6. Getting a charge lined up here for against Swordmasters, I think.
Yeah.
And now Korghos Kull is going to run towards the Swordmasters. So a d6 plus 5, so that's 8 inches. And now Archaon is just going to move within 3 inches of the chariot, getting ready for a charge. And now the Bloodstoker is going to move to within 3 inches of the Inspiring Statue. And into the shooting phase, so the Korgorath is going to shoot at the chariot. Yep. So
3 attacks.
3 attacks.
3+ to hit.
Okay, 3's to hit. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s.
Okay,
And
so
nothing wounds. So start of the charge phase, and Archaon is going to charge the chariot here. So it's a 3 to get in.
Yeah.
But he's got a +3 from the Bloodstoker anyway, so it's automatic.
Yeah, and my Lord uses command ability on him, so he can roll 3 dice.
Yeah, so he's in.
Yeah.
And now the Korgorath is going to try and charge the Swordmasters here, so he needs 7 to get in.
Yep.
It's re-rollable because of the Gortide formation. If they made a successful charge,
Well, he makes it.
yeah, he makes it anyway.
10.
So in goes the Korgorath. And now Korghos Kull is going to try and charge the chariot, so he needs 4 inches,
Yeah,
which he makes. So in he goes there. Okay, so start the combat phase, and Archaon here is going to attack the Lion Chariot. So starting with the Slayer of Kings, 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, and wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds, and a save of a 4+ with -1 rend, so it's a 5+ save. And
So
they do
he's dead
3 damage each, so that's 6 damage on the chariot, so the chariot's actually removed. So the Swordmasters are going to attack the Korgorath now, so I'm going to pile in 3 inches. Just to get everybody in base to base here. And now the Swordmasters to attack here, so we have 6 Swordmasters and a Blade Master, and they each have 2 attacks, 3 for the champion. So 13 attacks, hitting on 3s. And I can reroll 1s because of their
Blur of Blade.
Blur of Blade. So that is 10 attacks that have hit. Wounding on 3s, sorry. So that is 8 wounds.
Okay, so
And a rend of -1.
okay, so 5+ save for the Korgorath. So
2, 3, 6 wounds. So he's down to 1 wound. Okay, now the Blood Reavers are going to pile in here on the Silver Helms.
attacking the Silver Helms.
Okay, now the Reavers here are going to attack the Silver Helms, and there's 7 of them, so they get a +1, still within 18 of the Secretor, Blood Secretor.
Champion, so that's going to be 15 attacks.
So 15 attacks hitting on 4s.
Reroll 1s.
Yep, reroll the 1s.
Quite a few 1s.
Yeah, 5 1s there.
Okay,
There's 1, 2, 3, 9 hits. Is that 9 hits? Okay, wounded on 4s. Wow.
Bad roll.
1 wound, and there's no rend, saving on a 4+.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't do, so that's 1 more wound on the Silver Helm, so that's 1 model's removed. Okay, now Tyrion's going to attack the Blood Reavers here, so he's got 6 attacks with Sunfang, and we are hitting on 3s. That is 4 hits, and we're wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, and that's D3 wounds. There's no save for the Reavers, so that is 2 guys dead. And now Malhandir's Mighty Hooves, 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s, and that's one more wound, so 1 more dead. And next, the Korgorath's going to attack the Swordmaster's back, so 5 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Okay,
3 wounds, hits, wounding on 3s. So 1 wound, and we -1 rend, so that's a 5+ save, which we make, so no damage. Okay, and that's the end of the combat phase. So we're gonna work out Shield of Thorns here. So a D3, oh sorry, is it D3?
Yeah, D3.
Yeah, D3 mortal wounds on the Silver Helms. So let's see how many that is. 3.
So
Ooh.
1's dead and 1 takes a wound.
Yeah, 1's dead and 1 takes a wound.
Okay. And now for Tyrion.
And for Tyrion, D3 mortal wounds.
4.
2 wounds.
Takes 2 wounds.
So he's down to 4 wounds. And now Shield of Thorns for the Reavers, so D3 mortal wounds, which is 2.
So 2 dead.
Okay, now the Battle Shock test for the Silver Helms here. So we took 3 casualties and we roll a 5, so that's 8, and we've got Bravery 9 for Tyrion, so there's none of them flee. So that's the end of Chaos Battle Round 3 and into the Aelfs turn 3. Okay, so rolling to see if I get Sylvaneth Wildwood. Nope. Now rolling for Festering Corruption for Tyrion here. On a 5+, he takes a wound. Nope. And for the Swordmasters here, they 6, so they take 1 mortal wound. So
1's dead. They only have 1 wound.
1's dead. So start the hero phase, and Tyrion's going to cast Defender of Ulthuan, and also the mage here is going to cast Shield of Thorns on the Swordmasters of Hoth. So we need a 6+ for that to go off, which we do, so Shield of Thorns is now on them. So start the movement phase, and we're going to roll to see if we can get Vandus on. So 3+, he's on, which he is. And now let's see if we can get the Prosecutors in on a 3+. No, we can't, so the Prosecutors are still off the board.
In the Celestial Realm.
Celestial Realm. Okay, so Vandus is being placed on the board here, 9 inches away from the Bloodstoker, and he's out with 9 inches of everybody there. Okay, so I'm not going to do any movement here, so we are straight into shooting. And Tyrion here is going to throw his Sunfang at the Blood Reavers. Okay, so 6 attacks, and we're hitting on a 3+. So that is 3 hits. We're wounding on a 4+. That's 2 wounds, so 2 are dead. Okay, so now into the charge phase, and Vandus is going to try and charge the Bloodstoker here. So we need a 9 or higher. Oh, an 8, so it's
Just out.
failed charge, so he stays where he is. Okay, so I'm going to start combat with the Korgorath here, so, or the Swordmasters versus Korgorath, so that's 11 attacks. And we are hitting on 3s. And we can reroll 1s. So that is 7 hits, wounding on 3s. So that is 3 wounds with a -1 rend.
That's 5 plus save.
Okay. And he's dead. His last wound's gone. And next, the Blood Reavers are going to pile in. So get back within coherency. And they're going to be attacking the Silver Helms here. Okay, now the Reavers, they're not within 18 inches of Threx, the Blood Secretor over there, so they've got 1 attack each and 2 for the champion, so 4 attacks hitting on 4s, 4 hits, wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds, and Silver Helm's 4+ save is 2 wounds, so that's actually 1 Silver Helm dead. Okay, next Tyrion's going to pile in a little bit, and he's going to be attacking the Reavers, so he's got 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is 3 hits, wounding on 3s, 3 wounds. Okay, so no saves, so yeah, they're all dead, they're wiped out. So that is us into the battle shock phase. There's no more combat. So we've got 1 Silver Helm there, and we took 1 casualty. So we'll roll for that 1 casualty.
He's got Tyrion's bravery.
Yeah, Tyrion's bravery, but a 3. So
yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. Because if he had rolled a 1, then because we're in the realm of life, he heals a wound.
That's right.
So we're just rolling anyway for that. So that's the end of battle round 3. So into battle round 4. Okay, so battle round 4, so let's see, for the Aelfs we get 5 and a 1 for Chaos, so Aelfs to go first. Okay, so we're rolling to see if we can get a Sylvaneth Wood on a 6, which we don't get. And now rolling for Festering Corruption for Tyrion, so a 5+, he takes a mortal wound. Ooh, so he takes another one, so he's down to 3 wounds. And now rolling Festering Corruption for the Swordmasters. So 5+, they take a mortal wound. Ooh, and another 6, so yeah, 2 of them have died so far to that Festering Corruption. Okay, hero phase, and Tyrion's going to cast Defender of Ulthuan again, 24 inches of his bravery, and we're going to use our mage here to cast Shield of Thorns on the Swordmasters here. So that's got a cast power 6, so let's see if it goes off. 10, so it does. And Archaon's within 18 inches here, so Archaon's going to try and unbind, so you need to beat 10 here, at 11 or 12, which you don't do, so Shield of Thorns is on the Swordmasters now. Okay, so rolling for reinforcements now to see if the Prosecutors come on, so on a 3+, a 5, so they do. And the Prosecutors have come on, and they're 9 inches away from the Bloodstoker here. Okay, so we'll start the movement by moving the Swordmasters up 6 inches, or less than 6, just to within 3 inches of Gorga's Cull. The 4 remaining Swordmasters. And we'll move our mage up just a couple inches. We'll put him here. And now my last little Silver Helm here all by himself on 1 wound. He's going to move up. Well, he's got to move 12. I'll just put him 3 inches away from the Blood Warriors. And Tyrion's going to move up 12 inches. He's just going to move up to here. He's on 3 wounds still. Silverhelm's on 1. And Vandus, he's going to move up 10 inches, just to put him sort of here. And that's all of the movement complete. Okay, so into the shooting phase, and Tyrion is going to throw Sunfang at Korgus Kull. So we have 6 attacks hitting on 3s. So that is
a lot of 6s.
Yeah, 5 hits, and we're wounding on 4s. So that is 2 wounds, but there's no rend, so it's a 3+ save.
Okay, so 1 wound on Korgus.
1 wound on Korgus. So he's down to 4 wounds, right?
He's actually down to 5 wounds.
No, because he suffered a wound before.
Oh yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay, and next the prosecutors are going to throw their celestial hammers at the Blood Warriors. So we've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 4s. 2 hits.
Reroll 1s.
Okay, rerolling 1s. Is still 2 hits. And wounding on 4s. Nothing.
Snake eyes.
So next, Vandus is going to use his Storm Breath from Dracoth. And we're going to put the marker just here so it covers Archaon and the Blood Warriors. So for it to do damage to Archaon, we need to roll 4+, which we don't get, and for the Blood Warriors 4+, which we get, and so that's the D3 mortal wounds, which is 2 mortal wounds.
So he is dead, and this guy's on 1 wound.
Okay. Okay, so start of the charge phase, and Vandus Hammerhand's going to attempt to charge Archaon, so we need a 5+ here. Ooh, and we get a 4. So we'll redirect that charge to the Bloodstoker. And yeah, we'll move him in on the Bloodstoker. Okay, next Tyrion's going to charge Korgus Kull, so we need a 4+. Ooh, and we fail it on a 3, so he stays where he is. And the Swordmasters, will roll for them as well, charging Korgus Kull, so we need 3+, which we make on 9, so the Swordmasters all move in. Okay, and finally my last remaining Silverhelm on 1 wound is going to charge 4 inches, or needs to charge 4 inches to Korgus Kull. And he makes it on 6. So we'll start the combat phase here with the Swordmasters of Hoth attacking Korgus Kull. So we have 2 attacks each and 3 for the champion, so we have 9 attacks. And we're hitting here on 3s. So hitting on 3s, we have, and we can reroll 1s. So that is 5 hits. We're wounding on 3s. 4 wounds, and a rend of -1, so saving on a 4+ here. So that's 2 wounds. So he's down to 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bloodstoker is going to attack Vandus next. So the Bloodstoker has 3 attacks with his Torture Blade, hitting on 3s.
Okay.
And wounding on 3s. So that's 1 wound. And there's no rend there.
Yeah, so 3+ save.
3+ save, which he makes.
Okay, now attack with the Blood Whip.
Blood Whip, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. And wounding on 4s. That's 2 wounds, no rend, so 3+. And that's 1 wound on Vandus. So next, my final Silver Helm is going to attack Corgus. So we have a lance charge, so I can add 1 to the wound rolls and damage with the lances here because we'll be charged. So we've got 1 attack and we'll be hitting on 4s, which we miss. Now the horse has got 2 attacks. It'd be funny if the horse kills you here. I'm hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on 5s, which it makes, and no rend, so
3+.
3+ save. Haha! So he's down to 1 wound. So next, Corgus Cull is going to be attacking the Swordmasters. So with his Axe of Khorne, we've got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, and wounding on 3s. Both wound with a rend of -1, so that's me on a 5+ save. So
D3 damage?
Yeah, D3 damage.
So
that's 2 wounds,
so
and
2 are dead.
yeah, 2 Swordmasters are dead. Okay, and now for the Hound. So the Flesh Hound has got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. So that's 3 hits, wounding on 4s. Okay. 2 wounds and no rend, so 4+ save. Ooh, so and that's 2 dead, so that's the Swordmasters wiped out. And finally, Vandus will be attacking the Bloodstoker. So his Tempestos Hammer, so we've got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, and we're wounding on 2s.
Wait, he charged, so he gets D3 extra attack.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, D3 extra attack.
Okay, so that we've got 2 wounds, D3 extra attacks, there's 1 extra attack, hitting on 3. No, so we've got 2 wounds and saves, rend of -1, so you're saving on 4+.
Which he makes.
5+, sorry, because he's a normal 4+ save.
Oh right, yes. So
yeah.
he just takes 1 wound.
So he takes a D3 damage.
Oh right.
So D3 damage is 2 damage.
So he's down.
Down to 3 wounds.
3.
And then we have Dracoth's Claws and Fangs. So we've got 3 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound and a -1 rend, so a 5+ save, which he doesn't make.
So he's down to 2 wounds.
Down to 2 wounds. And that is the combat over. So into Battle Shock. I don't think we have any Battle Shock tests because the Swordmasters were wiped out. And your Blood Warriors, they took a casualty, but they're immune, aren't they, because of the blood?
The banner. Yeah.
The banner, yeah. So that's the end of Battle Round 4 for the Elves. So turn 4 for the Chaos, and let's see if they get a Sylvaneth Wood. So we need a roll of 6 here, which they don't get. Okay, so we're going to test now for Hidden Festering Corruption. So for Corgus Cull, a 5+, and he's dead because he's only got 1 wound. Oh, he's lucky. And Archaon. So Archaon as well. Because Archaon's got Nurgle, he actually heals a wound rather than takes one.
So I actually want it to be a 5+.
On a 5+.
Which he makes, so he's up to 3 wounds.
Archaon's up to 3 wounds. Okay, so start turn 4 for the Chaos, and the Blood Secretor here is going to plant his banner again. And Archaon's going to use his command ability, which is Warlord without equal, so everybody else can use command abilities also.
He's also going to cast Arcane Bolt.
Yeah, so okay, Archaon's going to cast Arcane Bolt on Tyrion here.
5+.
Yeah.
Which he makes.
And I'll try and dispel that with. So what did you roll there?
12.
12. Ooh, so I can't actually dispel that, can I?
Yeah, you can't.
Okay.
Okay, so D3 mortal wounds.
D3 mortal wounds.
He's hoping for a 5 or a 6 to kill Tyrion.
Oh no! 3 wounds!
Okay, so...
I don't believe it. Okay, so...
But you can
now
bring him back.
Yeah, Tyrion has the Heart of Avalorn, so on a 2+, he comes back to life with full wounds.
Watch him roll 1.
And he's back. But that is the Heart of Avalorn broken, so he doesn't have his get out of jail free card anymore. So, and then your Korg's Call, he's casting that his command ability on Archaon.
Blood Warriors and Archaon.
And Archaon, okay. Okay, and starting the movement. So the Blood Warriors are going to move to within 3 inches of Vandus, so they need to stop at 3 inches. Unless they're kind of at 3 inches or already, but...
Here?
Yep. And now Archaon's moving up to within 3 inches of Tyrion, so getting ready for a charge there. Now Tyrion doesn't have his Heart of Avalorn, he's a little bit vulnerable here. Okay, so now the Blood Warriors are going to charge Vandus here, so they need a 3+, but it's rerollable.
Okay, they make it.
They are both in. And now Archaon's going to charge, so we need 3 here. Which he makes, so he's in combat. Clash of the Titans. Okay, so we're into the combat, and Archaon's going to attack Tyrion first, so this is a definitive moment in the fight where
might decide it.
It can go either way, so...
Okay, I'll attack with his sword first, the Slayer of Kings.
Slayer of Kings, 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s.
Okay, so 2+.
They all hit, and
3+.
wounding on 3s. Ooh, and he's got 2 6s to wound, so...
Because he's got the Slayer of Kings ability.
Yeah, so the Slayer of Kings, if Archaon directs all of his attacks against the same hero and 2 or more of the wound rolls have a result of a 6 or more, the demon Azul is roused and the target is slain instantly. Wow.
Wow, man. That went well.
So Tyrion is no more.
Goodbye, Tyrion.
Well, that's a turn. So the elf warlord has been slain.
Wow.
Archaon came back to get his revenge after that tactical retreat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use Vandus to attack the Blood Stoker here, and he's got 3 attacks with his Tempestus hammers, and we're hitting here on 3s. All hit. Wounding on 3s.
On 2s.
Or 2s, sorry, yeah. 2s. So he's getting some payback here. He's seen his pal Tyrion fall in.
-1 rend, so it's going to be a 5+.
Yeah, okay, 5+ save.
Which he makes.
Whoa, so he saved everything. Okay,
What's your roll?
now the Dracoth, he's got
3 attacks.
3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, and no rend, or there's a rend.
1 rend,
yep.
so
5+.
Okay, so he's just down to 1 wound. He just managed
wound.
to survive.
He's lucky.
Yep.
Okay, next Korg's Cull's gonna attack the remaining Silverhelm.
3+ to hit.
2 hits.
And 3+ to wound.
2 wounds.
-1 rend.
Okay, so a 5+ save.
Okay, so he is
1
dead.
wound, so he's dead. So that's the Silverhelm's finished off. Okay, next the Blood Warriors are going to attack
Vandus.
Vandus.
So it's going to be 3+ to hit. Okay, so that's 6 hits. Now 4+ to wound. Okay, so
1 wound. And any rend?
No rend.
So 3+ save. So that's 1 more wound on Vandus, so he's down to 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the Bloodstoker is attacking Vandus. So the Bloodstoker has first his Torture Blade, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. And no rend, so that's 3+ save, which he makes, Vandus makes. Okay, now the Blood Whip, which is 3 attacks, 3+ to hit. And 4+ to wound. And it's 3+ save. Okay, so that's 1 wound. So Vandus is down to 4 wounds. So that is the end of battle round 4, and we're into battle round 5 now. Okay, so let's see who starts battle round 5. So the Elves get a 6 and Chaos get a 1. So Elves to go first. Okay, so roll and see if we get a Sylvaneth Wood. 4, so no we don't. Okay, and into the hero phase. So I don't have a Warlord, so I can't use any command abilities, but I will try and cast Arcane Bolt on Korgus Cull. So, because he's on 1 wound, hopefully I can take him out here. So we need a 6+, which we get, 8. And Archaon's going to try and unbind it. So
yep. So I'm gonna.
Let's see. You need a 9 or more. Oh no! You are so lucky. Okay, so it's been unbound, so Arcane Bolt does nothing.
Yeah, if I hadn't unbound that, you would have died. Sure. Only on 1 wound.
Yeah. Okay, so movement. I'm going to move my prosecutors to 3 inches away from Korgus Cull here. So. Because he's on 1 wound, I'm trying to get a quick and easy hero kill here, but I guess I'll have to be quite lucky. Okay, so into the shooting phase, and my prosecutors are going to try and shoot Korgus Cull, because if I can kill him here, I can maybe charge Archaon with them. So we've got 6 attacks, and we're hitting on 4s. Ooh, only 2 hits. Wounding on 4s.
You can reroll 1s. Do you get any 1s?
No. So that's 1 wound.
Okay.
And you need
3+.
3+, so. Here we go. So.
So Korgus is gone.
He's gone. And into the shooting phase, and the Lord Celestin and Dracoth, they're going to use Storm Breath, and we're going to try and shoot Archaon with it. So we need 4+ for it to go off on him, which we don't get. We get a 3, so nothing there. And next, the prosecutors are going to try and charge Archaon. So it's 3 inches, it's 3 dice, isn't it? So yeah, they make it. They're all in. So first I'm going to use my prosecutors against Archaon. So I've got 7 attacks here, and they are hitting on 3s. I can reroll 1s. So I can reroll that, and that's 4 hits.
3+ to wound.
Yeah, 3+ to wound. Ooh, 2 wounds, and
no rend.
No rend.
2 3+ saves. At least you'll survive even if you fail both. Which you passed both. So
okay, so that was pretty uneventful.
Okay. Payback time.
Okay, so Archaon's going to attack the prosecutors back. So we'll start with the Slayer of Kings. So 4 attacks. 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Okay, 2 hits.
2 hits, and you're wounded on 3s. So nothing there.
Guys.
And Dorghar's Blazing Hooves. So 4 attacks hitting on 3s.
Okay, so 2
And
hits.
wounded on 3s.
Okay, 1 wound.
Okay, no rend, so it's a 4+ save, which he makes. Okay. So totally uneventful combat. Okay, and now Vandus is going to attack the Bloodstoker. So we'll start by attacking the Bloodstoker. but we can split attacks here. So we'll do one attack at a time, see if we kill him. So the Tempest's hammer, 3+ to hit. We hit with one attack, wound 2+. Yep, wounded, and -1 rend, so
5+ save.
5+ save. So Bloodstoker's dead. And his other 2 attacks on the Blood Warriors, so 3+ to hit. And 2+ to wound. So that's 2 wounds, and -1 rend.
That's going to be 5+. Okay,
so 2 failed, and they do D3 damage, so that's 2 D3 damage, which is 2 wounds. Yeah, but he gets the attack back because of. But we'll do that after the. Or you can do it now, yeah. Okay.
So that's going to be 3 attacks for the portal.
Yep. Hitting on 3s.
Yep, and wounding on 4s. So hitting on 3s.
Yep, wounding on 4s. 1 wound, and a save on a 3+. No, so 1 more wound. Okay. And then Dracoth's Claws and Fangs is 3 attacks hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound with a -1 rend.
Okay.
So that's 5+ save. Okay, he makes, so he survives.
He did a successful save, so Gore on a roll for 6, you take
on a 6 I take a mortal wound, so
no.
And that's end of the combat for Vandus. Okay, now the Blood Warrior champion is going to attack back, so 4 attacks.
3+ to hit.
1 hit, wounding on
4s,
1 wound, and saving on 3+, which he makes, so nothing there. Okay, and that's the end of battle round 5 for the Elves. So no battle shock tests to make, and into battle round 5 for the Chaos. Okay, so rolling to see if the Chaos can spawn a Sylvaneth Wildwood.
No,
they can't. Okay, so start the hero phase, and Archaon is going to cast Inspiring Presence on the Blood Warrior champion, and he's also going to cast Mystic Shield on himself. So 6+ for that to go off, which he makes on a 10, and I'll try and unbind it with my mage, and it doesn't unbind.
Okay, so he's got 2+ save now.
2+ save now, yeah. And start the movement, so the Blood Secretor has moved up to 3 inches off Vandus, getting ready for a charge there. Okay, so now we're into the charge phase, and the Blood Secretor is going to try and charge here. We need 3+ to get in, which he makes, so he moves up. And that's all the charges, so we're into the combat. Okay, so start the combat phase then. Archaon is going to attack the Prosecutors. So let's start with the Slayer of Kings, so 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
All hit, wounded on 3s. Ooh, that's 4 wounds, and
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so it's a 5+ save.
Ooh,
so
I think that's
failed all of them, and
yeah, that is all of them dead.
each attack it does 3 damage,
Yep.
so that's the Prosecutor's wiped out. Okay, so now Vandus is going to attack the Blood Secretor. So first the Tempestus Hammer, 3 attacks hitting on 3s. 3 hits, wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds and a -1 rend.
Okay, so that's going to be a 4+ save. Okay.
So, and that does a D3 damage. So 4 wounds.
He's down to 2 wounds.
Okay.
1 wound, sorry.
1 wound. And then Dracoth's Claws and Fangs, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds and a -1 rend.
Okay, so 4+ saves.
Aha!
He's
So
dead.
that is Threx dead. Okay, and finally the Blood Warrior Champion's gonna attack.
Three attacks, 3 plus the hit.
Yep. That's 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 2 wounds and no rend, so a 3+ save. Ooh, so failed both. So that's 2 wounds, so he's down to 1 wound.
Not looking good for Vandus.
Okay, so we are into battle round 6 now, and there's only 4 models on the table. A mage and Vandus on the elf side, and Archaon and 1 Blood Warrior champion for Chaos. So anything can happen at this point, and now we'll roll to see who takes the battle round. So for the elves, 2. And a 1 for Chaos.
You gotta be joking.
So elves to start. And rolling to see if we get a Sylvanus Wildwood. Oh, we do! So we finally get our wood. Okay, so I've set up my Sylvaneth Wildwood there. It's really not going to have much of an impact in the game because we're so close to the end, but it does have some nice effects. For if you run or charge over it, you get slain on a roll of a 1. And any wizards that are within 6 inches of it, on the roll of a 5 or more, when they successfully cast a spell, then they can get attacked by the woods and suffer D3 mortal wounds. But we're not really using it.
It doesn't affect heroes, does
Yep.
it?
Okay, so we're going to start the hero phase by casting Arcane Bolt on his remaining Blood Warrior. So I want to kill his Blood Warrior so I can try and charge Archaon with Vandus. This is like the last stand here, my last chance. So 6+ for it to go off.
5+.
Oh no, and it fails. So that did not go well at all.
Unlucky.
Okay, so that didn't work. Into the shooting phase, and I will try and shoot the Blood Warrior. So I'll place the template just here so that it just touches the Blood Warrior, but not Vandus, obviously. So on a 4+, which it makes, and it's a
It's a D3 mortal wound, so he's dead anyway.
Yeah, D3 mortal wounds, so it's 1 wound, and Blood Warrior's dead. And into the charge phase. Okay, so into the charge phase, and I need 8 here to make the charge on Archaon. So let's see what we get. Come on, we need an 8 here, it's so important. Oh no, and we get a 7.
Oh man, unlucky.
So it's a failed charge and he stays where he is.
Looking good for Vandus.
And that's it, that's the end of battle round 6 for the elves. Okay, so start of turn 6 for the Chaos, and let's see if he gets Sylvaneth Wood, so it needs 6 here. No. Okay, so we're into the hero phase, and Archaon's going to try and cast Arcane Bolt on Vandus here. So
Need a 5.
is it a 5 or 6
Yeah,
cast?
5.
Okay, I thought it was 6. Which he doesn't do.
Oh.
Failed.
Okay.
So nothing there. Okay, so in the movement phase, Archaon's moving up to get ready to charge Vandus. And there's no shooting, so we're straight into the charge phase. Yeah. So he needs a 3 or more here to charge Vandus.
Which I get.
Which he makes, so in he goes. Okay, so combat, and Archaon's going to attack Vandus here. So the Slayer of Kings, we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s.
2 6s.
Ooh, 2 6s,
Wow.
so
He's dead.
the demon, what's his name?
The demon, Urzul.
Urzul is roused, and
Yes.
Vandus has been slain also. This is terrible.
Yeah, Tyrion just opened up his appetite.
Tyrion and Vandus have been consumed by the demon Azul.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the end of battle round 6.
Yeah.
So we are into battle round 7, and there's 2 models remaining, just the Mage and Archaon. Okay, so now let's roll to see who starts battle round 7. So the Elves get a 2 and a 3 for Chaos. Oh, that's not good. That is not good.
About time.
Okay. Okay, rolling for the Sylvaneth Wood. And don't get it. So into hero phase. Okay, so Archaon's gonna try and cast an Arcane Bolt on the Mage here. So it needs a 5+. 10, and I'll try and unbind that. So I need 11 or 12, which I don't make. So it's a D3 mortal wounds. 2 wounds, so he's down to 3 wounds. And into the movement, and Archaon's just going to move up to 3 inches within the Archmage, getting ready for a charge here. So I think it quite possibly could be over in this close combat
Try and
phase.
run him down.
Okay, so there's no shooting and into the charge phase. So you need a 3+ here. Come on, double ones.
A 6.
Oh, and I see that first one, I thought maybe. Okay, so Archaon moves into combat. And into the combat phase. So we'll start with the Slayer of Kings. So we have got 4 attacks here, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s.
3 hits. On 3s.
2 wounds, and 6+ save, but with -1 rend, so he doesn't get a save.
And
So
3 damage, so he's dead.
So he is dead.
Wow.
The last remaining High Elf has fallen, and Archaon is the only remaining model on the field. So it's a
On
victory
from
for
Archaon.
Chaos. Turn 7, victory for Chaos. So let's get into the post-match. Okay, so into the post-match, and wow, that was a great game, wasn't
What a
it?
game.
All the way to turn 7. I've got to say, I thought that it'd be over by about turn 4 or something. You know, with Tyrion, when he first went into combat with Archaon,
Yeah.
I felt like Archaon was going to die really quickly, and then when
Yeah, I seen that as well. I totally underestimated Tyrion when I brought Archaon in at the start there.
Yeah.
I just had to make that tactical retreat, or I knew Tyrion would have finished him off for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chaos won it, but I'm not sure whether the armies were that balanced.
It went back and forth like quite a few times. Like I thought he was gonna win it when the reinforcements came in, but then the demon came out and killed
Tyrion and Vandus.
Yeah, and Vandus.
Double 6s. Yeah. Archaon is nasty. He is.
Yeah.
Because every wound he does 3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, he's only got 4 attacks, whereas Tyrion's got 6, and Tyrion can shoot as well with his Sunfang. But Archaon's pretty hard.
Yeah, and that rolling double 6s to wound instantly kills him, which kills the enemy, which you see in there when it killed Tyrion and Vandus.
Yeah.
Both your generals.
And on top of that, because he's got Nurgle as a keyword, if he had have died, you could, because we're in the realm of life, there's a rule that you can roll to see whether he either comes back to life with full wounds, or
on a 1 or a 2 he's turned Chaos Spawn.
Yeah.
On a 3 or 4 he's dead, and on a 5 or 6 he comes back to full wounds.
Yeah.
But I thought he was gonna die at one point when he was at 1 wound over here, but since that festering rot actually healed him because he has like a Nurgle keyword, so that's pretty good.
But yeah, that was great. Like we didn't really get a chance to use the Sylvaneth Wildwoods, but we definitely did get some of the Realm of Life effects in the game.
Yeah, it's a shame it came in later in the game.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that. Like I thought it was, it was a good game. It really felt like it could go either way.
I thought I was going to really lose there a couple of times.
Yep. So I hope you enjoyed the game, guys, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe, or check us out on tabletopminis.com. And also, if you can support us on Patreon, then we've got a link in the video description, and that just helps us to continue making videos like this. So another thing is we changed the style of our battle report in this episode just to see, get some feedback from you guys on what you think.
Yeah, try something a bit different.
Yeah, trying something new, and just see, you know, maybe you've got some, maybe you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's certainly a bit more effort doing it like this, but you know, without the camera shakiness and seeing the dice rolls in one place, maybe the effect's going to turn out better than usual. So your feedback on that would be much appreciated, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.
See ya.